Okay. We are live right now. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I hope everyone's having a good start to their week, and it's Friday. It's the best day of the week. Okay. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? I'm not gonna be on until May 22nd. I'm taking a break. Okay, that's fine, Sean. Is everything okay?
So you see Martelli? Quite the
No, I haven't
proposition,
seen
eh?
Martelli since 2021.
You interested? So?
Paid killing. Okay.
Okay. Work. I'll give you some. Some of the oldest work there is. Old as Cain and Abel. Killing men. Gamblers who pushed their luck a spin too far. Got the police chief on to them. And if he's on to them, next he'll be on to me. Your first quarry, he's in the police station. The others haven't been picked up yet, but you got to get them too.
I'm sorry about hear about that, Sean. You have my condolences, but don't think like that. If you ever want to talk to somebody, you can talk to me. Hey, Raymond. Happy Friday, Raymond.
No, please.
The hell? Come on now, leave me alone. Can you leave me alone?
I wanted to say your analysis in the Huey video outperformed the Kson video. You think I did a good job in both videos, Gunner?
That's real strange.
You really need to have that to hand?
Whoa.
No!
Hey! Get ready! Don't do this.
Hey, GoldenEye. Oh, great. We got a witness here. Oh, come on.
To hell with that. Ain't right.
My Can restaurant bombing and Jane Fonda's visit to North Vietnam in the next part. I'll save this comment. Who's Jane Fonda? And what happened at that restaurant? Hey Pro, what are your impressions about Kiryu Majima? Have a good day ahead. Thank you, Jonathan. And we're gonna do a Yakuza 0 100% stream next week, so next week in the middle of the week we'll do it. I like both of them. Majima, like I see, like, Kiryu is willing to give people chances and warn people. Majima's not really gonna warn people. He'll just attack them. Thank you, Jonathan, for sponsoring my channel for 2 years. Thank you, dude. Hope you're having a great Friday night, Pro. I am Random Fist. Thank you, dude.
You was warm. Close the gap. Get that bastard.
Oh, great. I have explosive rounds on. I don't want to use these.
It didn't have to be like this. Get in there.
Oh, the North Vietnamese propaganda woman, is that who you're talking about? I think I know who you're talking about now, yeah. Damn, That's horrible, Gunner. I'll be sure to mention it.
Come on over here, boys.
Oh, go to hell.
You're dead.
Get him.
Alright. Guess I have to do this. Ah, great. Out. Okay, let's get out of here.
You horse fucker. The hell you think we will find him in there? You're a dead man.
What are your thoughts about Take-Two taking down Dark Space's map a few days ago? Actually, about that, Bunny, I'm actually in the process of talking to Dark Space about that, and I'm actually gonna video talking about that specifically tomorrow, but that's really stupid. Yes, I know about that, Gunner. Why didn't you do a lot of lore videos for San... I did do a lot of lore videos for San Andreas. I have a lore video on Salvatore, Sweet, yeah, Salvatore, Sweet, Ryder, Big Smoke. Can you do top 5 most overrated GTA characters video? Yeah. I could think of that, but I think number 1 on that list, top 5 most overrated GTA characters, number 1 would be easy, Ryder. Ryder's like the most overrated GTA character. So many people love Ryder, but Ryder's a scumbag. All he does is he talks crap and he insults CJ and he doesn't help CJ at all. And he betrays CJ. So Ryder, I would say, probably the most overrated GTA character. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do more of them, Chancellor. Once I finish Black Ops, it's gonna be a lot easier for me to do more lore videos, because my Black Ops videos are almost like lore videos in a way. Like, each Black Ops part, because I'm discussing the history, and a lot of research, and putting a lot of stuff into it. Did you know that the city of, Ploiești in Romania was the most heavily defended city in World War II because it has a lot of refineries, and also the Allies dubbed it as Hitler's gas station. Well, that I didn't know, this most defended city in World War II, but Nazi Germany got most of its gasoline from the Soviet Union in 1939 to 1940, but then when they invaded the Soviet Union, most of it came from Romania.
You ain't got no business being here. Hey, you! Hey, you turn around and leave.
Damn, no pistol ammo at all. Okay. Burn the crops, okay, Do I think Dutch wanted to go to Tahiti? No, he might have been using everything as an excuse to just cause chaos. That's also a possibility. In 1943, the United States Air Force launched a daring raid on Ploesti using B-24 bombers, but the raid was mostly a disaster. Only 92 out of the 177 bombers made it back to air bases in Libya. Operation Tidal Wave. Well, I know that a lot of the bombing of Romania was a failure. Well, I don't really want to get into politics, Luca. Which Ace Attorney game should I play first? I'm new to the series. The best Ace Attorney game to start first would be the Ace Attorney trilogy. So if you have a PlayStation or an Xbox, I think it's also on Steam. Go on the store and just look up Ace Attorney trilogy, and you're looking up the Phoenix Wright trilogy, the first 3 Phoenix Wright games, the very first Ace Attorney trilogy. That's the best one to start on. Oh, I missed Golden Eye Super Chat. I'm sorry. Let me look here. Pat, I want to ask you a question. Do you think, self skincare, nails, and etc., is it okay to do when you're young? If you don't, then why? Self-care, skincare, nails. What do you mean, Golden? Can you explain a little bit more? I'm a little confused what you're asking me. There are signs of a bounty target nearby. Oh, okay. The guy talking on the loudspeaker in Black Ops 1 Hawaii City mission isn't talking Vietnamese. He's just spouting literal gibberish. Oh, that's a lot of people have said that one. Thank you, Sir RJ. Who is the most overhated GTA character?
Hey, you can't be here. Go on, get.
A character that's unnecessarily hated in GTA.
What are you doing? Don't.
Next part of Black Ops 1 will be coming out tomorrow, Suscat.
Damn it, all the hell.
I really didn't want to use explosive rounds, but I have nothing left in this handgun. Maybe Sweet. Yeah, maybe Sweet is the most, like, overhated GTA character. Sweet might seem like a scumbag, but he's loyal. You know, he's not gonna backstab people. Oh yeah, I know about that, Gunner. Anyway, Golden, what did you mean? Did you post another comment explaining your,
Somebody help! Damn it, all the hell!
Yeah, PvP can be a bit annoying in Red Dead Online, I agree with that. But, like, what PvP in this game is headshot spam. That's what PvP is, pretty much. I mean, things to take care of yourself, but what's your question specifically, Golden, on it?
Yeah, seem to recall hearing mention of that myself.
Hell no.
Watch where you walk.
You son of a bitch.
Detroit Becomes Human. I actually have that game, but I've never actually played it. Maybe one day I'll do a playthrough of it.
Why always me? Help! Help! You scoundrel.
Could America, I should say, South Vietnam with American support have won the Vietnam War? Yeah. America could have won the Vietnam War, but all they needed to do was invade North Vietnam. Because if they invaded North Vietnam, it would have been over. And if the US had invaded North Vietnam, the war probably could have been over in a year. If they had invaded North Vietnam. But the US largely did not invade North Vietnam because they were scared that China would possibly invade. But China probably would not have invaded if the US had invaded North Vietnam, and the reason for that is because the Communist Chinese and the Vietnamese Communists really did not like each other. What do you think about Operation Cherry Blossom at night, where the Japanese are planning on attacking the west coast with bioweapons? That could make a decent plot point in Sniper Elite game. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. I know about Japan's operation to launch explosive balloons at the west coast, but I don't know about that. That's the first time I heard about that one. Which one is better, Apollo Justice or Miles Edgeworth? It really depends on what your style is. I like Miles Edgeworth more than Apollo Justice because you can walk around, and also because there's you like put the evidence actually together, so it's a little bit different. What is one role you would want for one more Red Dead Online update? A role? An outlaw role. Like a role that's focused specifically on committing crimes. What Take-Two did was like beast-threatening Belle when she tried to touch the Enchanted Rose. I could imagine you using that clip to meme Take-Two's actions. Thank you, Bunny, for the super chat. I'm gonna probably create some kind of meme tomorrow for that video talking about it, but I don't know exactly what meme I'll use. Maybe I'll find something from SpongeBob. I know people really like SpongeBob memes when I do them. Let me actually go to my Moonshine Shack. Well, Gunner, about the Sniper Elite thing, what they could do is they could do a sequel to Sniper Elite V2, like right after, because Sniper Elite V2 is the last one chronologically. They could do one that takes place after Sniper Elite V2, but Carl instead goes to the Pacific, and he goes to China specifically, to like Manchuria, like right when the Soviets are like invading Manchuria in August 1945. Because that's when the Soviets had like, that's when the Soviets took control of the Unit 731 labs, was in the Manchuria invasion. And like they could create some kind of story where like Carl is like trying to stop the Soviets from getting some kind of Japanese bioweapon, and you're fighting both Soviets and Japanese troops. They could do something like that.
I trust you. I know. You are not like the rest, menteur, tricheur. But when I give a badge to you, I know you will guard it with your life.
Hey, Eamon,
You will not let a little thing like a barrage of bullets get in your way, huh? When I tell you these are valuable customers, you will look
OP
after
canceling
every
visits
last
to
job.
America.
So,
Wait, who's
they
canceling visits
are
to America?
yours.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Allez-y.
And what about the evil school? That Massachusetts school that you told me to look up, Akatisk Suppressor, if I'm reading your name correctly, I looked it up, and extremely disturbing. There's a school in Massachusetts that would like electrocute disabled kids, and it's still open. I don't even know why that school is not closed, but it's that extremely disturbing. Okay, I'll see you, General.
Can't stop here. Zero orders.
This is gonna be a really easy mission. Just take this to Blackwater Saloon and we're done. I enjoy the Ace Attorney series. Their court system better than what I've seen as President Theodore Roosevelt. Oh, I don't really want to get into the politics. Octus Suppressor, if I'm reading your name correctly. Yeah, the bellboy from Ace Attorney 1 is the Pearl Badger. I didn't know that. Hey, Professional, you reckon they could, a cutscene involving your GTA Online character getting raided by the FBI and losing everything just before we move on to GTA 6? Also, hope you're well. Thank you, Muhammad Al-Mustafa. Thank you for the super chat. No, I don't think they're gonna do something like that, because if they did a cutscene like that, and your GTA Online character would lose all their stuff, they would, people would rage, really badly on something like that. So I don't think they're gonna, do that. Because I think they'll let you, unless they do it in GTA 6 multiplayer. In GTA 6 multiplayer, they could do something where you could maybe transfer your characters over, and then you have, like, a scene of cutscene. But if they have, like, a cutscene like that in GTA Online, and you lose all your stuff for, like, an FBI raid, like, people would be, like, really angry. Like, really, really mad. They're both really bad, Suppressor.
What are you doing?
I want to try that construction minigame when I play the second game, Gunner.
You ain't got nothing there.
Yeah, I'm really curious how much shark cards are gonna be a problem in GTA 6. Top 5 Fallout factions, oh, I don't know. A road in a Kenworth truck? No. Are you more of a story or a gameplay gamer? Depends on the story. Some stories I'll really get into, some I'll get bored pretty quickly. Go back to my Moonshine Shack here. Do I know what Guarma is based on? Well, Guarma is a fictional Cuban island. It's not a real place. Hey Chaz, how are you? I only saw the first John Wick movie. I did do a playthrough Red Dead Redemption 2, but I did a stream playthrough of it. Sometime later in February, probably. I mean, April, Vertigo.
So, what shall we create? A reasonable trade. C'est agréable. Now we wait.
Well, the lore video that I'm gonna make is I'm gonna make the Marcelo lore video. The Black Ops playthrough and the Ace Attorney playthrough is just taking up a lot of my time, guys. But once I get those playthroughs done, it's gonna be a lot easier for me to make some lore videos. So just please be patient with me on that. But the lore video on Marcelo and Max Payne 3 that I want to make, and I want to make a lore video on Reznov, like really, and I have an idea. I have an idea for a lore video on Reznov, and the lore video I'll make on Reznov, it'll be really good, like a really good lore video specifically on Reznov. And I'll make that one right after Black Ops 1. So the second I finish Black Ops 1, I'll start up on that video. What are your thoughts on people that think in black and white thinking and people think in shades of gray? What do you mean? Can you explain that a little bit more, Jorge? In Rainbow Six 3, the main antagonist is a former Ustase officer turned billionaire who secretly funded far-right terror groups all over the world in hopes of rebuilding fascist Croatia. I have to play a lot of those Rainbow Six games one day. I didn't play a lot of them. I did play some of the Ghost Recon games, but I never really played many of the Rainbow Six games. GTA 6 clickbait is far out of control. Recently, I came across a video I thought was the second trailer, but it turned out it was Mr. Boss impersonating a rock star in the thumbnail's clickbait. I think TGG made a video about it. Really, let me, thank you, U20, for the super chat. Let me actually, let me just take a look at his channel for a second, Mr. Boss Man's channel for a moment here. Let's see if I, But yeah, that guy's gonna stop. This is getting out of hand right now. Let's see here. When was this video? Let me see here. GTA 6 trailer 2, March 25th. GTA 6 trailer 2, May 14th. Oh, come on. It's this is really annoying right now. Like, this is trailer 2 April. Now so look, literally he has a thumbnail, trailer 2 March 25th, and then he has another video, trailer 2 April. Like, I don't even want to click on these videos because I don't want to give them ad revenue, but it's like you look at these thumbnails, it's like, literally, like, my god, I will tell you something. I will tell you something. If I was, like, and you said that TGG made a video about this, did he? Let me look at his channel, see if he did something here. Exposing how Mr. Boss clickbait. Well, I haven't seen... I see he made a video about it a day ago. I'll watch the video later. It's a 17-minute video, so I'll watch it later. But I will just say this, guys. If I was a YouTuber, or if I was in charge of YouTube, right? Do you know what I would do to stop the clickbait on YouTube? YouTube India, I know that YouTube that's in India right now, they're running like a test program where they are basically like flagging channels for clickbait and stuff like that.
How much you know about my
But
operation? My munitions.
I will say this.
I got a
Let me
whole
just
network of
lower
distributors.
this here for a moment. What I would do to stop clickbait on YouTube, personally, I don't think that you can really remove the videos because it's really debatable on what's clickbait and what's not. And if you give YouTube, like, the power to remove videos based on clickbait, I think a lot of people are going to get falsely accused of clickbait and have their, channels struck, and and removed. And also, I will say this: sometimes people do clickbait for memes, like on April Fools. Like April Fools is the only day that I clickbait. It's the only day of the year because it's April Fools. But here's what I would do to stop the clickbait on YouTube. You know what I would do? I would do the same thing that Twitter has done. And what I would essentially do is that I would add community notes to YouTube channels. And those community notes, YouTubers cannot hide the community notes. They would appear underneath their videos. And it would just like say, it would when you search up their channel or something like that on YouTube, it would be like a little community note that would like come up on their channel and would say, this channel has been accused of clickbait by numerous viewers, or like, you know, something like that. And like, you know, deceptive practices, you know, false GTA, you know, ad, you know, GTA 6, you know, ads, blah, 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 this. If you actually put in like community notes like that, that would warn people, like before you actually click on the video, it would be like a little warning and say like, you know, this channel has been like flagged by many people for like clickbait. If you put like a community notes like tab like that, like, I guarantee you that the amount of views these channels get would, like, drop dramatically if you put something like that instead. But yeah, that's the thing is, you know, I don't understand, like, I don't understand personally why stuff like this is allowed for some time, because it's one thing, like, if you're covering like a GTA 6 leak, right? Let's just say that there's like a GTA 6 leak, right? If you're covering that GTA 6 leak, that's like one thing, right? But if you like post a thumbnail and like a video that says like, no, GTA 6 trailer 2 March 25th. If you post something like that, that's like completely misleading and like completely deceptive. I don't understand like why YouTube doesn't remove something like that personally. That's ridiculous. I need to buy ammo after this. Yeah, it's wasting people's time, and it's also being deceptive. It's also being like scummy. I actually, Mark, I actually played, War Mongrels, but I didn't do a playthrough of it, but I did beat it. But I could do a playthrough of it one day. I did like War Mongrels too. Using free aim here. Getting a lot better with free aim.
You pinned, you stupid bastard! What the hell?
Okay. Why do people lie for money? Literally, I will tell you this. The reason for this, the main reason for this clickbait is a lack of morals. That's what the main reason for that is. And I don't, you know, I don't normally like judging people, like, you know, I'm not that type of person. But I will tell you this, is when I see somebody, like, repeatedly uploading, like, fake videos just to gain views, I really start questioning their morals and the type of person that they are when they start uploading, like, really deceptive videos like that. Because for me personally, I could never do something like that. Like, even if I gained, like, a lot of views and a lot of ad revenue, like, just clickbaiting, I'd feel guilty over that. I'd feel bad. Like, I couldn't do something like that. I'd feel, I'd feel like, a scumbag, basically. So I couldn't do something like that, personally. And I would rather have less views and less ad revenue, but people actually like my channel and like me as a person than having tons of ad revenue, tons of money, and people hate my guts.
Thank you.
Hey, what, Ihan, what, Can you report the lying videos? I don't know if there's really anything you can do about it. Start with political comments and go by Akatas Suppressor. How do I pronounce your name? Thank you for the super chat. Jack Doherty's girlfriend is broken up with him. I'm not surprised. Did I see your comment? Can you post it again, Menace? Is Nova 6 based on something in real life? Yes. Nova 6 is based on Toppen gas. It's based on a, it's based on a nerve toxin that Nazi Germany developed, but they never really used it in combat. Hello, Nico. You know, speaking of this clickbait, I'm gonna make a poll, and the poll I want to make is I want to make like a poll asking people what they think of the clickbait stuff in a moment here. I'm not sure, Gunner. There have been moments in history where people have been very outnumbered but have made a defense. Do you think Derek betrayed Gerald? Yep, it's possible. Do I think the Leonis killed Claudia for GTA 3? No. Are drama content creators or clickbaiters worse? Well, I would say the clickbaiters, because the clickbaiters are intentionally deceiving. Drama, as much as, even though they're annoying, at least they're covering something real. Yeah, I'll replay story mode on Red Dead one day. Okay, and hang on, let me make that poll right now here. I will make a poll, hang on. Let's make a poll on this right now. Hold on one second, I'm making a poll. 1 second, everyone. One moment, this is gonna be a good poll. Give me just 1 second, everyone. One moment, everyone. Yeah, the response, it's a little bit hard to type out the full responses. One second, almost done. Okay. This is gonna be a good one. And I want people to vote in this poll when you get the chance here. I want to see what people say in this. 'Okay, guys, I posted the poll. Can you please go on my channel and go on the post section and just vote in the poll? Just be honest, I won't judge you. Just vote on whatever you feel, like whatever happened to you. It's gonna be an interesting poll. Yeah, so I asked this poll, have you ever been tricked into watching a false GTA 6 clickbait leak video? And 23% said I got clickbaited and I stopped watching the channel who did it. 8% said I kept watching the channel who tricked me with clickbait. 69% said I've never fallen for a GTA clickbait video. Oh, I misspelled clickbait but on the final part, but it is what it is there. Okay. Have I played the Warriors before? No, I haven't, Louisiana. Sign, but I'll play it one day. I could talk about that one, Gunner. Okay, Take-Two will strike channels that show map mods, but when Mr. Boss shows the same video in his videos, he gets off scot-free. Well, the thing about this is, to be fair to Take-Two, though, I'm not defending them striking the map, you know, the map creators, but when somebody makes a GTA 6 clickbait video, unless they're using, like, you know, the GTA 6, like, leak footage, there's really nothing Take-Two can do to strike it. I guess they could strike it on the basis they're playing GTA, but, I don't think they would want to go through that, TV Bunny. When's the next part of Black Ops about? Oh, the World War II flashback mission. That's what it'll be. Most people are saying they've never fallen for a GTA 6 clickbait video, but about 26% of people said they have been tricked by clickbait videos before. I actually did talk about Hanoi Hilton already, Gunner. I talked about it in the Hue City mission. No, they couldn't have Reznov. Pat, please, ready or not, I'm begging. Well, I'll play Ready or Not one day. I know the game's the SWAT game you're talking about. Wait, what, Matt? What's wrong? Is Days Gone next or Black Ops? Yes, and we'll also play Men of Valor. You can still visit Hanoi Hilton today, but in Vietnam they only talk about the prison conditions under French colonialism. That I know about, yes. Do you know that the US actually made their own exhibit on the Hanoi Hilton? Do you know about that, Gunner? GTA 5, please. We'll do it on Sunday, dude. Okay, go over here.
So you're back around, eh? Looking for work? Okay. So, I got this wagon.
Bro, how expensive is Las Vegas? It can be pricey, but it's not as bad as New York. New York, you'll spend more money visiting than you will in Las Vegas. But in Las Vegas, one of the ways that you can really save a lot of money while visiting Las Vegas is don't eat out expensive. So, like, you can just eat locally, but don't eat at, like, expensive places. But when people visit Las Vegas, they typically want to eat in the restaurants. But that's one way that you can save a lot of money. I've been to Las Vegas twice, but that's one way you can save a bit of money. That's how I save money on my trip, because I'm not a big food guy. So, like, I don't care for, like, eating in, you know, restaurants and stuff like that. So, when I visited Las Vegas, I mostly had fast food. Do I see your chats? Yeah, what's up, dude? I see it, Ant-Man. Why are people obsessed with fancy, expensive restaurants? Because they want to show off. I know you sent me a Twitter message, Zach, but it's actually... I haven't been on Twitter all week, and I just checked the message earlier. I'll reply to you a little bit later. Pro, what's your response to griefers who say you get updates because of us because we encourage shark cards? I would say they're idiots. They're proud of selling microtransactions for Rockstar? Have you been to Burger King in Las Vegas? No, I haven't had Burger King in Las Vegas. Maybe, official soldierist. I always got the impression she was more of a sociopath in, Ace Attorney. Oh, can you post it again, your comment again, please, Zach? Damn, I'm so low on ammo right now. Oh my god, I have to buy a lot of ammo right now. I thought of moving to America for studying. Any tips? What do you mean? You mean for, like, schooling, or... Ooh. You guys see that shot in free aim? Buffet, gunner, probably. Well, it depends on the unit of Buffet, but... My favorite Rockstar game of all time, GTA 4. You're awesome, Pro. Thank you, Alex. You hit rank 1000 in Red Dead. Congratulations, dude. I don't know if I'll ever hit rank 1000 in Red Dead. Maybe one day, but... Do you think Edgeworth is just as smart as Phoenix? Oh, yeah. Like the best colleges and where to live. A cheap city, I mean. The cheapest cities would either be in the Midwest or in the South. That would be the cheapest cities in the country. The most expensive ones would be on the West and East Coast. Yes, I do, Gunner. They released a new story mission on Sniper Elite Resistance, right? Did they? I might have to play that when I get the chance, but I'm focusing right now on Black Ops, so I'm not going to start another playthrough right now. What I might do is I might wait until they release the second mission, and then I might just do both of them at once. That's what I might do. I will tell you though, Suscat, one really big mistake that foreigners make about America is that foreigners, a lot of times when foreigners visit America, probably the number one mistake they make is they visit literally New York and Florida, and that's it. Like, they don't go anywhere else. It's just like New York and Florida. And can you say you visited America when you visited, like, you know, New York and Florida? Sure, you technically visited America, but like a lot of people don't go out into the countryside. Like, you know, they don't go out to the Midwest, the South. You know, they just go to the coasts, you know, pretty much. And I will tell you something. There's this, like, I don't know why, in American culture, generally, like, a lot of Americans, we're not very picky on our colleges. I guess it depends the part of the country that you're in, but, like, a lot of Americans, like, they will look for, like, a good, you know, affordable college, but, like, a lot of foreign students, they're obsessed with, like, coming to, like, the best college, like, the best one. They want to go to Yale, Harvard, and, you know, all that stuff, but there's plenty of good colleges in, like, the Midwest, for example, that are not as, you know, expensive as, like, Harvard or Yale, but, like, people just want to go to those expensive colleges for the title, and they think that it's gonna be, you know, pay off better, but I personally think it'll put you in debt going to, like, those colleges like Yale and, Harvard. Nice shirt, Pro. I need some Western shirts. Thank you, Joker for life. What about community college? Personally, I think community college is just as good as a university. And... I don't think that was even a blood money mission, but I completed, but I still got the award. Yeah, well, I wouldn't call them evil, U20, but I would say that they're scumbags, personally. Do I think the older Ace Attorney games are harder? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. The reason the older Ace Attorney games are harder, like, the hardest Ace Attorney game in the series, the hardest one, is the Phoenix Wright trilogy. And the reason the Phoenix Wright trilogy is so difficult is because the Phoenix Wright trilogy, the worst part of the original Phoenix Wright trilogy, the worst part of the game, is the investigations. Like, the trials are generally good, but the worst part is the investigations, because it's like, you're going to different parts, you're, you know, different locations, you're talking to people, and sometimes you don't know what you're supposed to do. Like, you go to all the different locations, and you talk to people, and you can't figure out what you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to either find, like, one thing, and it can be, like, really difficult finding that one thing, or you have to present something, like a piece of evidence to, like, a specific character to, like, move on, and that can get, like, really complicated doing that.
I ain't one for company. Get on with you.
Well, yeah, what I'll say about the debt thing is, like, sometimes when I don't know if you guys know Dave Ramsey. I've watched some of his podcasts before. Now, I wouldn't say I'm a Dave Ramsey fan, but I've watched, like, some of the stuff that he says I generally agree with, some of the stuff I don't agree with, but I listen to sometimes his little podcast, and I listen to, like, people calling in and, like, asking him financial questions, and sometimes when I watch that stuff, I've seen so many people call into his show, like, people who are, like, over $100,000 in debt, like, over $100,000 in debt, and they are, and they got, like, a degree to be, like, a, you know, they're not even, like, a full doctor. They're, like, they're some kind of, like, assistant or lab technician. I don't know the doctor's terms, like, the terms, the medical field, what they're in specifically, but they're not even, like, a full-on doctor from, like, the degree that they have. And and so they're so in debt they're making like, you know, $70,000 or something like that from their job. And I've seen, you know, videos where like people are like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Like, you know, we're talking like $500,000 in debt to like be a doctor. And the thing is though, is that they're complaining about the debt. But if you call them out on this and you tell them like, why did you take these loans? Why did you do something like that? They act like you're doing a personal attack on them. They act like you're insulting them or something. They're like, oh, I had no choice. Like, you know, I had to do this. I had to get this loan. It's like, you know, you chose to take this loan. If you want to be a doctor, okay. You know, I'm not saying don't be a doctor, but there are alternatives. You could have gone to a more affordable school. You didn't have to go to a school like this. Like, there's plenty of doctors that don't go to these super prestigious schools. But a lot of these kids, they have like this obsession. Oh, I have to go to Yale. I have to go to Harvard. I have to go to all these schools. And then they take out these giant, massive loans, and they're just so in debt. And then they're basically saying, you know, I'm gonna be in debt for the rest of my life. But you know, my heart goes out to them in a way too. But like, I'm looking at that stuff and I'm thinking like, why did you take out a loan for like $500,000? And now you're trapped in this debt trap right now. And if you call them out on it, like, they get so pissed. And at the same time is, you know, you have somebody that's like $500,000 in debt, and they will look down on somebody who didn't go to college. So like, isn't that kind of stupid? Like, somebody is $500,000 in debt, but then they're gonna think that somebody who didn't go to college is an idiot. So like how can somebody like who's $500,000 in debt like look down on somebody who didn't go to college, like, oh, that person's uneducated, that person's stupid. Meanwhile, they're like $500,000 in debt. So that's what I say. That's what I don't understand personally, when they look down on people who don't go to college, but yet they're like literally $500,000 in debt. So like that's probably, I would say, one of the biggest mistakes that like people make. Americans do this mistake a lot too. It's not just foreigners, but I notice foreign students make this mistake even more than Americans, because like when foreign students study in America, they're obsessed with always going to the most prestigious school. They always want to go to the absolute, you know, top-notch, best school possible, you know, Yale, Harvard, all this other stuff, and, you know, they will never consider a community college. Like, oh, no, community college is beneath me. I'm not going to go to community college. I want to go to Yale. I want to go to Harvard. And then they take out these loans, and then they're basically in debt for, like, you know, they're basically in debt for, like, a quarter of their life. So that's, loans that have interest are forbidden in my country. Now I see why interest just ruins people. What country are you in, Sasuke? I'm curious on that. No, I think the North Africa campaign was pretty important in World War II. I don't think it just covered enough, Kevin.
You out to trouble me?
How do you know that the Ottoman soldiers in the Nothing is Written war story were members of the Young Turks? Well, the Young Turks were the political party that had controlled the Ottoman Empire at that time, Gunner. They were the ones who were committing, you know, atrocities against the Bedouin people. I just said, Pro, I'm Saudi Arabian. So Saudi Arabia, so let me ask you this. Saudi Arabia banned loans with interest. Really? So how do banks make money then? Can you respond to my super chat? Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon. Let me look here. Were you ever, or are you into trophy hunting? In a way, when I was younger, like, you know, more than 15 years ago, like when I was in high school, I was like a really big, you know, trophy hunter. Like if you go look at my trophies, I have platinums in so many games. So I was a really big trophy hunter back in the day. Today, am I still a trophy hunter? In a way. Right now, I'm actually in the process of getting the Fallout 76 platinum. That's the one I'm going for now. But for me to get a platinum trophy in a game today, there has to be one of two things have to happen. First, I have to be interested in the game and regularly play it. If I'm not interested in the game, I'm not really going to finish the trophies. And the second thing is that the game has the trophies don't have to be like superly complicated. Because some of the trophies in some games are like really overly complicated. Like there's one game that I really like playing a lot. It's called Mount and Blade Bannerlord. So like Mount and Blade Bannerlord, it's a game on PlayStation 5, and I have, when it comes to Bannerlord, I have like literally like, you know, hundreds of hours in that game. Like I played that game so much on my PlayStation. But despite me playing that game so much on my PlayStation and I've beaten the game so many times, I don't have a platinum trophy in it. And the reason I don't have a platinum trophy, because some of the trophies are just so ridiculous on that game. It's like kill 200 players with spears or something like that, or like kill 20 players with boulders, and like almost nobody plays the multiplayer. Like the max that you can find in people in multiplayer sessions are like 20 players, and so like barely anyone. So I only play the single player really when I'm playing the game. The single player is the best part, but like not that many people play the multiplayer, and because of that, it's really hard to It's really hard to do that. And also, there's one trophy in Bannerlord to execute somebody who murdered your family. And that trophy, it might seem like it's easy, but it's actually very, very difficult to get that trophy. And basically, you have to have a family member of yours die in combat. And then you have to figure out which commander killed your family member, because the game isn't going to tell you which commander killed your family member, and then you have to track down all those commanders, capture them, and then execute them one by one until the trophy pops up. So it's a really some of the Bannerlord trophies are really annoying. I would have had platinum in that game if the trophies weren't so ridiculous, but that's basically it. I'll generally go for trophies if they're still challenging, I'll still go for them, but if they're like, you know, ridiculous, I'm not going to bother. Bit of a different question. Me and my girlfriend are planning vacations. Which countries would you recommend as a great vacation destination? Well, I will tell you this, Joker. I really don't travel. Really don't. The last time I was out of this country, the last time I left my country was 2010. That was literally the last time I left. And I visited Poland. So I have not been to another country in 15 years. My mom is actually going to Poland this September, and she asked me to come with her, but I told her maybe next year I'll go, not this year. Because this year I got a lot of plans and things I want to do. But generally, I do travel to, I do travel around in my country, though. I go to Las Vegas usually once a year. Las Vegas is generally the place I like visiting the most. And I visit Maine. So Maine and Las Vegas. Those are generally two places that I like to go. And Maine, I have a buddy of mine that lives in Maine. He usually invites me, like, once a year to come visit him. And I do like generally where he lives. It's in a nice foresty area. Las Vegas, I do like Las Vegas too. I'm not a gambler, but I just like visiting Las Vegas, like Fallout event and like, seeing the city and stuff like that. No, I'm not a gambler. More fondness for older games compared to now? Yeah, in a way. Thank you, Alien, for the super chat. I hope that answers your question. Oh, did you post another one? Hang on, let me look. Suscat. Well, Saudi bans interest because Islam does. And how does banks make money? There are so many methods like credit card membership and other things. Okay. Well, I will tell you though is in America there's the banks in America the banks are ridiculous, and the banks the interest rates that they give, it's ridiculous. But you want to know who gets super high interest, super low interest rates? Really rich people, really rich people. They usually get very low interest rates. But the average person trying to get a good loan, no, they're gonna get screwed over. Which city would you want to visit in Vietnam? Saigon, Hue, Da Nang, or Hanoi? Well, I have a question for you, Gunner. If somebody from the Vietnamese government saw my videos, like criticizing the Communist Party in like Vietnam and like calling the Viet Cong like a terrorist organization, if I was visiting Vietnam, like it's a general question, and as like a tourist and they happen to see one of my videos, could I actually get in trouble for that? Or is that like they don't care like what somebody posts? But like I wouldn't be posting something like that in Vietnam, obviously, if I visited. But like I have videos like my Black Ops videos, for example, where I criticize like the Communist Party in Vietnam a lot in my videos in Black Ops. What's going on over here? Pots on Wings of Redemption. That guy's a scumbag. How do you know that, Luca? Okay, Gunner. Since you mentioned Vegas, the band Green Day got their music banned on radio stations as their frontman said something arguably nasty about Las Vegas. What? What did he say? Thank you, Alien, for the super chat. Yeah, because I know that China, they check your social media. You know the thing about China, what I'll say about them is there's like a giant controversy right now with China and Taiwan. I wouldn't say it's like massive, but it's significant. It's in the media. There was this Taiwanese woman, right? And she married a Chinese guy. Chinese woman, and she married a Taiwanese guy. So, Chinese woman, she came to Taiwan, and she married a Taiwanese man. And she got, like, residency to stay in Taiwan. And she was also a social media influencer. And what she did was, she started posting, videos and, like, posts saying that, like, China should come and take over, Taiwan. So she was a guest in Taiwan, and she came to Taiwan and, you know, started making, like, you know, comments, like, you know, saying that, you know, China should take over this country and, like, take over this place. And do you know how the Taiwanese reacted? They deported her. They revoked her, her residency, and they deported her. They didn't arrest her, but they did deport her. And they sent her back to China. And the thing about this is China was making such a big deal out of it, and they were like, China was like saying, oh, you know, they violated her free speech and, you know, her rights and, you know, blah, 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 this. But if you were a Taiwanese influencer and you visited China and you said, for example, that Taiwan is an independent country, you'd get arrested or deported if you were in China. And so now China's making such a big deal out of it that, like, Taiwan, like, you know, deported somebody who was, like, you know, making videos like that. And that's one of the stupidest things that you can do, is, like even if you're somebody who believes that Taiwan is part of China, if you're visiting, like, you know, Taiwan, and you have residency, and you're a guest in their country, and you have the nerve to post crap like that, like, I agree with Taiwan. I agree with Taiwan deporting that person and kicking them out of the country. That's, like, because when you visit a country, you agree to respect their customs, their culture, you know, their nation, and you don't, you know, pull crap like that. You behave. But that was, but I agree with Taiwan deporting that woman. Why is this guy not dead here?
Take a big last breath, boy. You ain't messing with no Sunday boy.
The thing is, one thing I don't understand about this game, I don't think I'll ever understand this, is why are the bandits in Red Dead Online, like, why are they just, when you shoot their horse, why are they so shocked? Like, when you shoot their horse, like, they're, like, so surprised that you actually shot their horse. It's like, what do they expect to, like, just let you ride around in circles and just constantly shoot you? Oh my god, yeah. With free aim, this is a lot more difficult. Okay, almost over here. What? He's still alive.
Hell do you think you are?
Uh... No, well, the Green Day musician who said that Las Vegas was the worst crap hole in America. No, no, that's stupid. Yeah, you can make the argument that like certain parts of Vegas are like bad, but Vegas is a much nicer city than a lot of other cities that I've seen. You know, I'm from New York. You know, I've been to a lot of cities in the East Coast. I grew up in New York City. I've been to Jersey City. I've been to Newark. So I can tell you that like that Las Vegas is not the dirtiest city in America. So like when people say that, that's nonsense. That it's the most dirtiest city in America. Las Vegas is nowhere near the dirtiest city in America. And I will tell you one thing that really impressed me about Vegas, one thing I really liked about Vegas, is that when I was walking through the Strip in Vegas, it was so clean. Like I saw no garbage, nothing. Like there was no garbage, no soda cans, nothing on the ground, no trash bags, nothing. And where I grew up in New York City, in downtown Manhattan, even if you're walking in like, you know, it doesn't matter where you're walking, Times Square, even around Central Park, you will find tons of garbage all over the place. But there was no garbage that I was seeing when I was walking through the Strip, so I don't know how he can say that, you know, Las Vegas is so dirty. It's not. The one thing I will tell you though, the one thing that pissed me off about the Strip, the one thing that really annoyed me, it wasn't dirty or anything. It was clean. But the thing that pissed me off, I seen like comments, people complaining about drunk people on the Strip, but I haven't really seen anybody drunk. But the thing that did piss me off is the scammers. There are a lot of scammers in the Strip. There are people that will like stop you on the Strip and they will try to give you stuff like it's a scam. They'll try to trick you into stuff, like they'll harass you on the streets. That's one thing that's really annoying. But that's something that just happens in like large public cities, and that's something that's really ridiculous to really hard to stop. There was a the thing I saw is I saw the Buddhist monk scam when I was actually in Las Vegas. And if you guys are wondering what the Buddhist monk scam is, the Buddhist monk scam is basically this guy will dress up like a monk, and he will basically, you know, they show up in like really, you know, really urban populated areas. Like they're in New York, they're in Las Vegas. So it'll be a guy who's dressed as like a monk, and the guy will tell you that he's from Tibet. And he'll tell you that he fled, like, you know, communism, for, like, the communists in China, and, like, China has, like, brutally occupied Tibet. And he will tell you that, like, we're funding, like, a new temple to rebuild a temple that the Chinese had destroyed. Like, can you give us a donation to, like, you know, fund this temple and stuff like that? But the thing is, though, is that there's no temple being built. They're not even collecting money for a temple, and the guy's not even from Tibet. So it's like, it's like a complete scam. It's ridiculous. But that's it. If you ever, just know, if you ever see like a guy dressed as like a monk and he tells you that he's from Tibet and he's raising money for a temple, it's a scam. It's a very common thing. And people fall for it very commonly because they want to help. And they hear about like, you know, Tibetans suffering under the Chinese, and they think it's like a guy who's actually suffered from the communists in China, and they give him donations. But it's really like a scam. I saw that guy, like the Tibetan, like, you know, fake Buddhist monk on like a bridge in Las Vegas. So that's like, it was like one of those bridges that like crosses between the Strip. I seen him on that. So that's, he didn't harass me, but I walked past him. But that is, that's basically like a scam that you see. The mixtape scam. Oh yeah, the mixtape scam. In New York, we call it the rapper scam. But basically, what the mixtape scam is there's like a guy that will approach you and he'll tell you that he's like a rapper that's like trying to grow his career and he's gonna be famous one day. And he asks you if he can, you know, if you can buy his CD, and he's like, I'll sign my CD for you. And the thing is, most of the time there's nothing on the CD at all, and he's just basically scamming you and trying to get like a quick buck. The thing about that is the rapper scam is so common in New York that GTA 4 even did like a parody of it. In GTA 4, there's like a guy that Nico meets in Times Square called Paphos. And Paphos will basically tell Nico, he's like, yo, I'm a rapper, like, you know, buy my new CD. And that's basically a parody off of that, because that scam is so common in New York. And when Paphos actually emails Nico and he tells Nico, thank you for saving me from those people beating me up, Nico can reply to him saying, you should go into politics if rapping isn't for you, you'd be good at it. And what Nico is mocking him, Nico is basically saying, you're a great liar, you'd be great in politics. So when Nico replies to him and tells him you'd be great in politics, that's what he means. The people will blame capitalism for these scams. The thing is, there is plenty of scams in communist nations, too. My parents grew up in communist Poland. There's plenty of scams that happen, too.
Hey, come on.
I just remember, Pro, we have a bank called Raji Bank. It literally sells PlayStation gift cards. So our banks have creative ways to make a profit. Huh. I've actually never seen that movie. I think I've seen, like, parts of it. It's with Brad Pitt, right, Gunner? When I was a kid, but I never really finished it. I missed the super chat. I'm sorry. Let me look. Good evening, Pro, and everybody. Good morning in my place. Oh, hello, Patrick. And you are in Thailand, right? You're in Thailand. That's where you are. So probably morning there, yeah. And thank you for being a member of my channel for nearly 4 years. Thank you, Patrick. And thank you, Alien. If Arthur gets bad honor for killing enemy horses and killing people that actually deserve it, like Bronte's men and Grace, everyone has bad honor. Yeah, and honestly speaking, I don't think you should get low honor for killing a horse, because that's not really your fault. It's like somebody's trying to kill you and they're riding the horse. It's more the person killed the horse that was riding the horse because they used the horse to do bad. Would I be grateful if I got a $500 donation? I'd be grateful for any kind of donation, always. Yeah, I'm always thankful for any kind of donation that I get. There's a really horrible video that I watched from this this YouTuber called Wings of Redemption, where he got like a $500 donation, and he started complaining, telling the guy that like YouTube was gonna get a third of the money. Which, the guy gives you a $500 donation, and he has the nerve to, like, complain about it. That's one of the most, you know, scummiest things that I think I've seen a YouTuber do. Do you know my science teacher back in high school told me how her grandmother got PTSD from the Japanese occupation in the Philippines? I'm sorry that her grandma went through that, but the Japanese were extremely cruel and very gruesome in their occupation. The Japanese terrorized so many people. Let's go to Joe right here. Would you go to North Korea if you were given a lot of money? No. I actually have a video on North Korea coming up. It's a lore video from Mercenaries, where I wanted to... If you guys are interested in North Korea, you should watch my Mercenaries series, because it's an open world game that takes place there. And I made like a... During the playthrough, I was actually commenting a lot in North Korea.
What then?
Let's do vote theft. I generally like doing that.
You weren't
No,
sent
I
by
didn't
him,
hear about
were
it,
you?
zombie.
Not Micah. No.
You're just here for work. Good. Because I know folks who ain't always got my...
They were both really
let's
bad,
say,
Ian.
best interests at heart.
How much are they charging
These
you,
folks
Brandon?
I trust with my life, but not with my money.
Funniest phone call in
GTA
GTA San Andreas is
got
from
to trust
Torino
my
if you don't learn how
cash.
to fly. Oh, yeah.
Particularly if you're gonna steal it for me. There's a gang of old crazies. Run weapons on the river. Got some boats by Lakay. Get them for me. I reckon we'll do well out of
Are
it.
you aware about the game they're
Maybe
calling
I
the
won't
GTA
need
6
my
Scam
other
Paradise?
friend.
Yes, I heard about
But
it.
maybe I will.
And isn't that game on the PlayStation Store also? But it's like a game developed by AI, like an open world game, but it seems so fake. It just doesn't seem real. I've seen gameplay of it. It doesn't seem real to me. I have to buy ammo after this mission. Oh yeah, I really need to buy ammo. When is it coming out, Blinded Eagle? How many times does Dude don't answer me? What's your question, Brianna? I'm sorry, there's a lot of people that are commenting. What's your question? Wait, what? What, Luca? He said that? Hey Pro, there's a random Instagram account that messaged me pretending to be you and tried to make me go to a link, and I didn't. Just letting you, you know. Thank you, Seth, for telling me. And a lot of scammers that are pretending to be me. I've dealt with it before, I've banned them. But now this is the first time I'm hearing about them being on Instagram. Have I tried Sonic games? Yeah, I played Sonic Heroes, I played Shadow, Shadow the Hedgehog. I've played, I played a lot of the games on GameCube, but the ones on GameCube I played, I like friends' houses. I'll see you, Cassian. No, I don't use Instagram. You should try Sonic Unleashed, it's very good. What platform is it on, Seth? Thank you for the super chat.
It's a real fight now, boy!
You're one of the good examples of good people, Pat, and I respect you for not forcing fans to give you money. This one person in Japan scammed one of her fans and left them broke and homeless. Oh my god. Who was this that did this? It should be on both PlayStation and Xbox. I don't know about PC. Okay. I'll look into it, Seth. Can you explain a little bit more, Jorge? What do you mean? You've been asking that question a bit, but can you give me, like, an example? Like, what do you mean, Yesterday I developed similar in 2 Miles Edgeworth Trauma, though I wasn't in the elevator at the time. in a tall apartment building. Wait, what happened, Patrick? Thank you for the super chat. Are you okay?
All you need is come and get it.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, is about the boats, they could have added, like, a purchasable boat. They should have added that, where you can, like, spawn it on the water. I don't know why they never added purchasable boats in this game. Earthquake hit Bangkok. Oh. How strong was it? Favorite Fallout New Vegas moment? That's easy. My favorite Fallout New Vegas moment is when you're working for Mr. House and you shoot at President Kimball. So Mr. House asks you to protect Kimball and you shoot at him. And then when you go back, Mr. House asks you, why did you attack President Kimball? You can say, he tried to make me pay taxes. And Mr. House will just say, understandable. That's the, I think that's the best line in the game. Oh, 7.7. Oh, that's massive.
What in hell?
Found the valuables. What is this stuff? This is, I think, the first time I've seen this mission. What is this? Hey, Pat. Hope you're having a great day. Who would you say is worse between Dutch and Colm O'Driscoll? Dutch, because at least Dutch, before he went crazy, was somewhat respectful, where Colm just saw his men as disposable. Thank you, Eric. How do you look so young for a 30-year-old man? I have, how I look so young, I have 3 secrets today. And the 3 secrets are simple. How do I keep my youth? 1, I don't smoke anything. No cigarettes, no marijuana, nothing. Second thing is no alcohol for me. I don't even have beer. The most alcohol I'll have is I might have like a glass of wine every couple months. That's it. Nothing else besides that. So no beers, nothing like that for me. No drinking. Third, no soda. No soda. I have not had a soda in like, 12 years, 12, 11 years. I cannot remember the last time I had a soda. I really can't. It was like, had to have been when I was like in high school. Do you drink a lot of water? Yes. I have, I've actually recently tried to give up juice, and now I just drink water. Like, I know that might seem boring, but that's pretty much all I drink is water. Nothing but water. Like, and, like, I've been generally trying to, keep myself healthy with doing certain food, things and eating certain things. If somebody gives me a glass of juice, I'll drink it. But generally, if I can, I'll prefer water. I'll have some tea, I'll have sometimes too. Though tea isn't really as, unhealthy as juice. Juice, it depends on the juice, though. But, do I drink coffee? No. No. I will only drink coffee once in a while. If I'm really exhausted and I have to be up, I'll have a coffee. But other than that, no. I don't drink coffee. But my mom is like pretty much addicted to coffee. Because my mom, if she doesn't have coffee, she has headaches. She has to drink it every single day. Even if it's her day off and she can sleep in, she still has to drink coffee or she'll have a headache. Good for you, Pro. I haven't had a soda in 17 years. Thank you, Suspect 13. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, and soda is... I think soda is one thing that people can pretty much easily give up on. Sorry it's last minute, but you down for some late night Uno after this? Melons is already on board, and I could probably get Wick with us too. Tomorrow probably, Blinded Eagle. Tomorrow I'll have a lot more free time. Maybe tonight, I don't know. But I don't want to make any promises. But tomorrow I'm very free, so if you're free tomorrow, I can probably join you for Uno. So I have to do a few things, and I have to edit my Black Ops video tonight, because I recorded the next part of Black Ops. And the next part of Black Ops, if you guys liked my other Black Ops videos, you're gonna really like this one. I wore a Soviet World War II uniform for the next part, the World War II Project Nova mission. So I actually wore a Soviet cosplay for that one. But also on top of that, I actually talked about Nazi and Arctic bases. So like how there's like an Arctic base in that game, a Nazi Arctic base. I talked about the history of like the Nazis building bases in the Arctic, and I think people are gonna really like that video. But I'll post that video tomorrow. So I gotta get that video out tonight. Finish it tonight, but. I wouldn't say I'm the most healthy person. I wouldn't say. I have not worked out in like 2 months. And the reason I haven't worked out in like 2 months, I used to work out like 3 days a week. The reason I didn't work out in like 2 months is because 2 months ago I got really sick, like really, really badly. Like I was sick for like 2 or 3 weeks. Like it was something really bad. I don't know what it was, but I was sick really badly, and I was constantly coughing. I was in no state. And then what happened was a couple weeks, even after I got better, and I was like, you know, I wasn't like really bad. I still had like this on and off again cough for the next couple weeks, and so I didn't bother going to the gym. I didn't want to get anybody sick, now I'm finally better, but I've been slacking, so I gotta get back to the gym. But the thing is though, is that I don't really eat healthy. So I don't drink soda, I don't drink alcohol, and I don't smoke. But I wouldn't say that I necessarily eat healthy, because I do eat a lot of fast food. That is. And the thing is though, if you were to ask me, will you give up fast food? You've given up soda, you've given up alcohol. No, I will never give up fast food. And the reason I won't give up fast food is because I've already given up soda and I don't drink alcohol. So you know, I say I like eating fast food. I do. I like burgers and stuff like that. I like pizza, and so I won't give that up. That I'll eat. But I think that by giving up soda and giving up alcohol and just drinking water, I think that's already one health thing that I've done. You know, 2 big health things I've done for my body. So I think because of that, I think I can have fast food. So that's and I don't eat fast food every day, but I do like eating fast food. People that think they're 100% right, and the person they're arguing with is 100% wrong, instead of realizing they both made good points, but also bad points. Yeah, the thing is, though, I think there's a quote, there's like a famous quote, you will never win an argument with an idiot. I think it's like, I forget who said that quote. But there are some people that are so, you know, dead set in their view that they will not ever consider any other view whatsoever.
I was wondering when you were going to get here. This is a good batch.
Wait, what do you mean, Mason?
They are all good batches, but this one is superior, eh?
Yeah, that's good, sus. Cat, any kind of workout is good.
It. And most important, they will pay for it too. Now, all you have to do is to be attentif, eh?
Do you like milkshakes? Yeah, I like milkshakes.
Ayez pitié.
Is there any food that you don't like or can't eat? Let me think. What food do I really not like? There really isn't any food that I can't eat. I can really eat anything I want. So I don't think there's really any kind of food that makes me sick. When I eat bananas, sometimes my mouth gets like a bit puffy when I'll have like a banana. It's not like really noticeable, but I looked up what that was, and that's apparently an allergic reaction that you can get, but it's not like, you know, deadly or anything, so I can still have bananas, but my mouth will just react a little bit weird to it. Generally, you know, I'll eat anything really, but for foods I don't like, I'll have to think about that one for a moment. I would say maybe one food that I don't like, I would say, is there are certain Polish pierogies, which Polish pierogies, they're kind of like a pancake that has like different foods inside of it. And there are certain pierogies that have like cabbages in it and stuff like that, and I generally don't like those. I've had those before and I don't like them too much. Is the opium the reason why drug dealers existed before heroin and drug dealers in the first place? Do drug addicts still use opium? Yeah, opium is still sold today. You know, people, like, you know, the biggest producer of opium in the world is Afghanistan today. Opium is still sold, but, drugs have existed since, like, ancient civilizations, really. You know, people have used drugs. You know, drugs like meth and coke, like, you know, these drugs are drugs that were made within the last 100 years. But there was, like, you know, drugs people used in ancient times, too. The biggest donation I've ever received? Oh, I don't know the exact amount. I've gotten donations that are, like, people have given me, like, single donations worth, like, hundreds of dollars, but I don't know who gave me the highest one. I heard about that one, Phoenix. Most annoying Red Dead character? Probably Dutch. Yeah, probably Dutch, I would say.
What's wrong with you?
Nice to see you again.
I don't want Red Dead 3 to be another prequel. Like, please, like, because, you know, Red Dead 2 is an amazing game, but we'd have a prequel to a prequel. Like, you know, no. So I don't want, like, another prequel. Like, if they're gonna do another Red Dead 3, new characters. That's it. You know, no, nobody from, like, really the old games. I mean, you could maybe have some older characters come in, but make it a whole brand new story. And maybe they could do it Jack. Jack maybe might be the main character. They could do that, because Jack, there's so much material to explore with Jack. So much. Thank you, Suscat. I like fruit, I like cheese, Darkest moment in Red Dead Redemption. Maybe Arthur's death. Either Arthur or John's death. Also, speaking of which, you guys should see my latest Ace Attorney parts. The case, the murder case that I'm doing right now. The main bad guy in that case is like a complete psychopath. He framed his girlfriend for like a murder, and he manipulated his father, manipulated his girlfriend. Like, he's like a really, really bad guy.
From what I can tell, Miss Garnett's back selling her behind again.
So I hear.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Suscat. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm gonna have another Ace Attorney part tomorrow.
Why, hello.
I was gonna watch the video, you spoiled it. Well, maybe a little bit, but I didn't say who the guy was. But just watch the video when you get the chance. Like the videos I uploaded recently, they're really good. The case is actually really getting really good.
That snake what Miss Beth must have been poisoned. Doctor had to take off.
No, well, they Ubisoft have already said they're never gonna go past World War II for an Assassin's Creed game.
Well then.
What was the smartest thing Tony did in The Sopranos? Think about that one for a moment.
Heard gunshots last night. Screaming too. Ladies screaming.
Telling that Jimmy was the rat. So, like, when Jimmy comes to his basement to talk to him, and Tony can figure out that he's wearing, like, a wire, and Tony says nothing incriminating, on that.
Oh, well.
Do you think we'll ever see the Blackwater Massacre portrayed in a future Red Dead game? And who do you like more between Arthur and John? I'd say probably Arthur. We probably connect more of Arthur. Thank you, Eric, for the super chat. No, it's fine. It's fine, Suscat. I'm aware of his comments, but the reason I haven't blocked him is because I generally support free speech on my channel. So, I'm not gonna block somebody from my comment section even if they're insulting me. So I'm just not gonna, do that.
How you been?
Good as you can be.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy says before he dies, Alonzo. Okay, let's see. Do $1 here on this. So even if it's a genuine insult about your culture, I think there's a line. There is a line. If people post racist comments towards me or somebody else, I will, kick them out of my chat. And if they're posting a scam, like trying to scam people, I'll kick them out of the chat. So that's my line there. If they start posting racist things or if they start, trying to pull a scam, I'll kick them out of the chat. But if they're just, like, insulting me or, like, making fun of me, I'm generally not going to do anything about it. Oh, I'm going to win this. No, thank you, Suscat. Well, threats are not free speech. They don't count as free speech. Threats are illegal by itself. So, like, that doesn't count as free speech because, you're threatening to hurt somebody. You can't do that. That's illegal. So yeah, if somebody's threatening me, I'll kick them out of the chat. But my policy is generally I don't remove people from chat even if they're insulting me. Did they shut them down recently, Hustler?
Hello, sir.
Well, hello there.
Bet $1 here.
Good evening, partner.
Hey, Pro, I want to thank you for including history and lore related to Black Ops 1 missions you play. It makes you unique. Thank you, Mark. Thanks, dude.
Got no reason to complain.
I'm gonna win this. Again. Three twos. I have 3 2s too. What? Okay, that's weird. Okay. I bet he wasn't expecting me to have 3 2s too. Remember that manager I told you about when I accidentally missed a shift and got a write-up? I heard in the summer when I was gone, he heard a kid mother something about this guy and squared him up. Wait, what? When I was gone, he heard a kid, and this guy squared. Wait, what? Blinded Eagle? Explain a little more. I'm confused. Somebody beat him up? You think the onion ring that Tony ate gave him a heartache before they cut to black? It's a theory from the YouTube. That's gotta be a parody there, a joke. That one. The onion ring, it's... Oh, I'm gonna probably win this one too, this hand. Let's do here.
Near got sick drinking that shine Earl brought up.
I heard that said before.
Whoever here has watched The Sopranos, you want to know what my theory is on who killed Tony at the end? You guys want to know what I think? I have a pretty good theory on it. I have a theory that nobody else suggested.
They say gang's been out robbing again.
Oh, yes?
Yep.
Okay, here's what I think about Tony dying at the end of The Sopranos, right? I think that what if we are all looking at this the wrong way, right? What if Tony was not the target at the end of The Sopranos? What if the target instead was AJ? And who wants to kill AJ? What if it was AJ's former Blockbuster manager, and he wanted to get revenge on him for stealing the promotional items? You see? Nobody really thinks about that. I think it was AJ's Blockbuster manager that killed Tony at the end. That's what I think happened. Look at that money that I just won. Huh. Nice, doing really good at poker today. I'm leaving because I won a bunch.
I do love a return customer. Welcome.
So basically, my manager was being on a power trip towards one of my coworkers, and this kid in the lobby heard it, and he muttered something about it, and the manager went up to him and squared him up. Wait, a kid in the lobby? So this was a customer. He beat up a customer? Wait.
Hey, try going around people.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Officer Soldierist. It was Artie's hand-picked shellfish that got his body acting up and he had to run to the toilet. That's why it cut to black. It's a great theory, don't you think, bro? Oh, man. It was Noah Meadows' ex who walked up to Tony, punched his lights out. Oh, man.
Out of my way.
Squaring someone up is the equivalent to basically getting into a fighting stance, as if you're going to fight somebody. So he wanted to fight a customer. Thank you, Mr. Nowhere, also. Yeah, well, Hank was definitely a target, for Gus. Did I ever deal with a racist customer? I had one yesterday and she was alongside her daughter. It was bad. Thank you, Eric, for the super chat. Yes and no. I've seen racist customers before. I haven't personally encountered it myself, but I've seen it in the store. There was a customer that was yelling at the pharmacist assistant, the girl who works in pharmacy that's on the cash register. She's not like an actual pharmacist. I think pharmacy tech is the correct word, because there was a pharmacy in my retail store and there was a customer that yelled racial slurs at her. That was really bad. And she got really upset by it. But one thing that was good is that the pharmacist actually banned that customer from the store. So they banned the customer from the store. And this was a different pharmacist. This wasn't the same, the pharmacist that I was complaining about in my videos, because this was a different one that we got later. But that pharmacist was a little bit better and actually banned that customer from the store. So that was a good thing. The pharmacist handled it quickly and kicked him out of the store. I'll give you rent, Pat, when you fix this goddamn door. Thank you, Brandon. Would you take down a robber in a store or a bank? That all depends on the situation. It depends on what's going on exactly. It depends on. I'm not an expert on stuff like this. The best people who can inform you on stuff like this are, people conceal and carry, like instructors. They're the best ones who can give you stuff like this, because if you are going to intervene in a situation, you have to make sure that you are not going to endanger anybody else in that situation. You have to basically scan the environment and make sure that you're not putting anybody else in danger by stopping, like, a robber. And here's the thing is, if somebody's shoplifting in a store and somebody stops them, that's kind of stupid. Because, like, nobody's being really in danger, but if there's, like, somebody, like, waving a gun or a knife around and threatening people and taking him down, that's very different. And, do you think Tony's Uncle Jr. is a saddest life, given that he spends the majority of the shows alone while under house arrest? Bobby was loyal to Jr. What I'll say about Jr. is that Jr. was like a complete scumbag in the Jr. was like a complete scumbag in the Sopranos, but Bobby was like the only guy that Junior ever seemed happy to see. Have you ever noticed that Junior wasn't even really happy to see Tony, but he was generally happy to see Bobby, and he was generally happy to have Bobby around. Like, Bobby cheered him up. But when Junior, got really sick, and then he got put in the the asylum, when Janice told him that Bobby's gone, Bobby's dead, he couldn't even, because he was so, messed up in the head that he couldn't even comprehend that Bobby was gone. You did, Dreadnought Warrior. World War II veterans are returning after 80 years to battle to Okinawa. Oh, that was 80 years ago, right? Okinawa was one of the last battles of World War II. Probably not Blinded Eagle, but I can play tomorrow. Just message me tomorrow if you're free. Okay, I guess I'll probably, wrap up the stream here. I'm gonna get something to eat, haven't had dinner yet. I'll answer a few questions before I go, so anybody wants to ask me anything, I'll answer any questions if people want to ask me anything. Let me look at that poll that I made like an hour ago. Let's see here. It's been nearly 2,000 votes. 21% of people voted I got clickbaited and stopped watching the channel who did it. 2% said I kept watching the channel who tricked me with clickbait. 77% of people said I have never fallen for a GTA 6 clickbait video. My favorite snack? Probably potato chips. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to GTA 4 when it's the 20-year anniversary. Oh, you remember that too, Wasabi guy. Yeah, I like Fritos chips. I do like those. Do you know about the Hitman Easter egg in Kane and Lynch 2? Yeah, it's in the store. You can find copies of Hitman when Kane and Lynch are shooting their way through the video store. Yes, I'm actually going to do a video about it tomorrow, Zombie Fanatic. Is Gary from Bully a scumbag? Oh, yeah. Your comment, Menace, let me see. 2 twins were murdered in Georgia by a firefighter and courts tried to make it a suicide. What? That's horrible. Do I think Jack Marston joined World War I after Red Dead Redemption 2? Probably not. And he would have no reason to want to serve the military after, what the government did to his father. I've been good, Omni Kenny. How are you, dude? But I guess I'll be going here, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and thank you guys for watching the stream. If you guys enjoyed the stream, do drop a like, and tomorrow we'll do a Black Ops 1 video, Black Ops 1 video, and I'll have a video talk with that mapping video too. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.